I don't care if it's been at work or at school, at some point in your life, you've looked at something so much that it all becomes a jumbled mess and you overlook things, you miss things. It's just something that happens. For some reason, I feel like the community is doing the same thing this year with these sleepers that no one is talking about.
Yeah. Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. I'm a headliner.
What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there today, where yes, we're talking about some sleepers here in 2022 that no one is really talking about these days. Now, maybe it's because they're not the sexiest of names on your draft board, but good things can happen to things that aren't sexy. Case in point, right here, right? Good things have happened to me. Good things can happen to these guys as well. Now, before we get into these four guys that no one is talking about, I got some things to give away, right? You guys have been crushing your like goals in this video. I'm going to set your like goal at 800. If this video can get 800 likes on it, I'm going to give away 2 free draft guides to someone who leaves a comment down below. So leave those comments, hit that like button, and the first item we need to give away is our mystery jersey. And this jersey was from our most explosive running backs video. John Jacobs left himself a comment. He was randomly selected. Says he forgot to concede to you guys regarding Chase Edmonds last year. You guys told me exactly who he would be, even after they signed James Conner. I said he'd be a running back 1 type volume, and you guys said nope. You were correct. All due credit to you guys that I never acknowledged, John. I appreciate that, but don't worry, my friend. We all get things wrong all the time. There's things we got wrong in 2021. I would love to be 100% correct, but that just doesn't happen. However, congratulations to John Jacobs. You will be receiving a mystery jersey from our friends over at Pristine Auction. Just a quick reminder, if you haven't signed up for a free account through Pristine Auction just yet, you need to. We're giving items away all year long, every single week. All you really need to do to be eligible is to have a free account signed up at pristineauction.com, link down below in the description, using the referral code Headliners. If you could do so, we would greatly appreciate it. But we also have some draft guides to give away. Who's going to be winning some of our draft guides from some like goal winners here earlier in the month? Well, we got 2. And it's from our video about not forgetting about these wide receivers, some sleeper wide receivers, I guess you could say. And those 2 winners, Ethan Hunt and Michael Hansen, congratulations. I've already reached out to them and got in touch with them about getting their free draft guide. But don't forget, one of our other giveaways we have is this full-size Deebo Samuel signed matte black and gold helmet. If you want to get in on this, all you have to do is have your draft guide pre-ordered by the end of the month. We'll be selecting a winner end of the month to be giving away this full-size helmet. So get your draft guides pre-ordered, link down below for that as well. But now is the time where we dive into the content. Hit the like button if you're looking for some content, because the first name we're going to be talking about is a quarterback that not a lot of people really love, and I don't know why. It's Kirk Cousins of the Minnesota Vikings. And really, he's been a super consistent quarterback over the last few years, but yet a lot of people just love to hate themselves some Kirk Cousins, but I don't understand why. He's only missed 2 games over the last 7 years combined. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns in 6 of the last 7 years. And in just last year, 2021, he finished top 10 among all quarterbacks in the NFL in attempts, yards, touchdowns, deep balls, air yards, and yards per attempt. The guy is a good quarterback, yet year in and year out, people see and hear the name Kirk Cousins and just go, eh. Like, they're just not interested. But I don't know why. Right now, Kirk Cousins is sitting at quarterback 15 overall in the consensus ranks, and he's projected to be drafted in the double-digit rounds. Is that too low? Let me say this. I personally wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the 2022 season, Kirk Cousins isn't inside the top 8 at the quarterback position. Now, before you start to think,
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine?
I haven't. I promise. Not yet, anyway. Got to get the draft guide done first before we do any of that. But Kirk Cousins has finished as quarterback 11 now in back-to-back seasons. But he only missed the top 8 by right around 30 points a year. So why can't he get those additional 30 points this season? Thank you so much for asking. Big part has to do with a change in the offense. That is for sure going to help. A new head coach bringing over Kevin O'Connell from the Los Angeles Rams is going to bring that change to the offense. Quicker, more high-powered, and they're going to be putting these players in positions to succeed on the field. They're not just going to line up all over the place. We've already heard reports about Justin Jefferson moving around the field, and that is going to be good things for Justin Jefferson. You got Adam Thielen, who's back and healthy. You got Irv Smith Jr. at the tight end position, who's back and healthy. You got KJ Osborne coming off a super strong year going into his third season. Then you add in Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook. You have all the pieces you need to put the ball in the damn end zone a lot. Every single year, a quarterback right around that 8th to 10th round range pops off. Could this be the year of Kirk Cousins? I really think he has that opportunity, and he's definitely one to watch. How about a couple running backs? First one up, Quadzilla, A.J. Dillon. And I gotta be honest here. My name is Jake, and I'm an Aaron Jones truther. But no one is really talking about A.J. Dillon right now, and I kind of feel like they should be. Did you even realize that just last year in 2021, A.J. Dillon had 221 total touches and over 1,100 total yards, finishing as running back 23 overall? But what's strange about that, to me anyway, is he didn't do that great at any one thing. He was just consistent across the board. So here we have a guy who's sitting right around 225 plus touch potential in the 6th to 7th round. I don't hate that. That's kind of noticeable. That kind of pops out. But we also know that there's no Davante Adams. Do we have to continue talking about this? How many months need to go by before we have to stop bringing up that Davante Adams isn't a Packer? He's gone, right? He's in the past, but we know in the past that when there's no Adams in the lineup, Aaron Jones thrives. But what we also know, in the 5-year career of Aaron Jones, he's only played one full season. So the guy misses games throughout his career. With no Adams in this lineup, if we were to lose Aaron Jones for any amount of time, A.J. Dillon not only has weekly value, but he immediately catapults up to top 10, top 12 potential at the position. There's a lot of people that love Christian Watson, right? A lot of people out there drinking the rookie hype juice right now. They're throwing it back, right? They think that Christian Watson is the second coming here. And don't get me wrong, the kid is good. But we also know that Aaron, the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, has a tendency to write off young receivers when they make mistakes. Just in recent memory, MVS, Equanimeous St. Brown, Amari Rodgers, the list could go on. There's been multiple. When you drop a pass, when you're in the wrong spot, when you run the wrong route, Aaron Rodgers kind of just crosses you off. He's like a disgruntled kid in a journal, just using like a red crayon, just scribbling your name out. He doesn't care about you anymore if you make mistakes. So if Christian Watson comes in, makes some mistakes, we could be in line for less Christian Watson. It's just something to pay attention to, but we also know that Big Bob Tonyan, he's not going to be 100% to start the season. The most reliable options in this offense, the one that Aaron Rodgers are going to trust the most, are his running backs, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So we have A.J. Dillon with a running back 2 floor, with running back 1 upside in the 6th to 7th round. That's definitely somebody I'm going to be looking at, especially if some of the early round running back targets that I had got sniped from me. A.J. Dillon's going to immediately hop up my draft board as somebody that can potentially help give my team a stronger base at the running back position. How about another running back? Nobody seems to care about Melvin Gordon. And I get it. I understand why. We all want Javonte Williams to be the end-all, be-all in Denver. But Melvin Gordon is going to get touches. It's not like this guy just hasn't done anything. We're not looking at a Le'Veon Bell situation where the guy hasn't produced in like 4 years. No, the guy has back-to-back 1,100-yard and 10-touchdown seasons in Denver. Now, sure, me, personally, I expect Javonte Williams to be the number 1 there. But to not think that Melvin Gordon can be in the neighborhood of 180 to 200 touches is crazy. The guy's definitely going to be in that neighborhood for touches. Some bigger changes in Denver, right? New head coach Nathaniel Hackett, new quarterback Russell Wilson. We know that Russell Wilson's going to have the ability to open up the run game better than what we've seen in years past with Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater. We also know they're in a division that's going to have to keep the ball away from their opponents, some high-scoring opponents in that AFC West, right? We got the Chargers, we got the Raiders, we got the Chiefs. you want to keep the ball away from those teams because they can put the ball in the end zone. How do you keep the ball away from your opponents? You keep the clock running, right? You get a lead, you run the ball a lot, keep that clock moving to limit the amount of opportunities that said Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert may have against you. Now, with both Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams able to catch passes and run between the tackles, there is really no for sure time that Melvin could be brought off the field or brought onto the field. They can be out there at any given time. Now, don't get me started if Javonte Williams were to go down. I don't want that to happen, but if it does, all of a sudden we're looking at a veteran running back in a high-powered offense with a great quarterback. You could have huge weeks from Melvin Gordon, a huge bump if anything were to happen to Javonte Williams. Now, if you draft him, is he a week 1 starter for your team? He better not be, as long as you drafted correctly, right? Right now, he's going as running back 36 in the 10th round. Hopefully, you're not having to start a running back that you drafted in the 10th round of your fantasy draft, but he's great value, he's added depth, and a huge lottery ticket if anything happens to Javonte Williams. Just don't forget about Melvin Gordon. Lastly, a wide receiver. How about Brandon Cooks? And honestly, this dude may be one of the most underrated wide receivers over like the last 7 years. He's only missed 4 games in 7 years and has had over 1,000 yards receiving in 6 of those 7 years. Last season, he finished as wide receiver 20 overall, and that was with rookie quarterback Davis Mills, which a lot of people had never even heard of. Now we get Davis Mills a little bit more confident going into his 2nd year, and there's really not a ton of other options in this offense to share targets with. Yes, I remember they drafted John Mechie out of Alabama. I also remember that he's rehabbing a torn ACL and is not yet 100%. I know about Nico Collins, but he's more of a big play guy, not one of those target hog guys that's going to move the chains. The Texans, once again, I'm sorry Texans fans, are not going to be that great. They're going to be playing from behind almost every single week, but what that leads to is more volume, more targets, more passing, going the way of Brandon Cooks. Now, unless we're overly worried about the running game here, which we're not, because we're talking about Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead, Dare Ogunbowale, Ogunbowale, I still can't get it right, Royce Freeman, and newly drafted Dameon Pierce. It's like the island of misfit toys in Houston's backfield, not interested there. So, another 120 plus target season, 1,000 plus yards incoming for Brandon Cooks at a price tag of wide receiver 30 in the 6th round. Total sleeper once again here this season is Brandon Cooks. But the list doesn't end here. There's more sleepers to talk about. We got some coming up in our draft guide, so you'll be able to check that out. Plus, more videos coming here this offseason on some sleepers that can really help you win in fantasy football here in 2022. Don't forget, you got to hit the like button. You got to order a draft guide. You got to leave a comment down below. We got giveaways. We got things flying all over the place, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this offseason, hooking as many of you guys up as we possibly can. So hopefully you're having a great day here today. Hopefully you're having a great week. For myself, I'm going to get out of here, try to get the draft guide wrapped up so we can try to release it as soon as freaking possible, because the people are asking for it. We're getting comments about it every single day, and I'm looking forward to dropping it here this year. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, a good week, and we'll talk to you later.
I'm a headliner.